Today's, let's go over what we know. What are the three trig functions and their ratios?
Sine,
Okay.
cosine,
Tangent,
What's the word?
SOHCAHTOA.
SOHCAHTOA. Alright, you guys know how to spell SOHCAHTOA?
Yeah. SOHCAHTOA.
Alright, SO stands for, okay, it's sine of an angle equals its opposite over its hypotenuse. Cosine of an angle equals its, and TOA, tangent of the angle. Alright.
Cousin.
So this lesson is all about solving triangles. Kind of feel like the last lesson is like prepping you for this one basically. This is kind of the main part of this chapter is this stuff. So we're solving triangles, which means we're finding missing parts. So what parts are missing on this triangle?
ACB and BCA. No,
Okay. Huh?
BC and AB.
Okay. Well, we know angle C is 90, so not that one. But yeah, we are missing angle B. We're also missing, this side, this slice. Okay, if this is called angle A over here, this is called side A a lot of times. So this is capital angle A, this is side A. If this is capital angle C, a lot of these might be called side C. A lot of times that's what they do, it's not always. So we're missing angle B, side A, and side C. Alright, now angle B is the easiest one of these, because how could we find how many degrees that is?
you do 38 plus 90 and then 180 minus that.
That's right. Okay, but here's an easier trick on 90 degree right triangles. If I do 180 minus 90, what's that leave me with? What's 90. So the two acute angles on a right triangle have to add up to 90. So 90 minus 38 is the easier way. But what you said would work also. 90 minus 38 would be like 52. 52 degrees. That's an angle. Alright, now, side A, there's no such easy trick to find the sides here. So this is where we have to use trigonometry. Okay, to use trigonometry, you have to start with an angle. So, yeah. Well, we know angle B now, so technically we could use this, but
Which one would be easier?
there really isn't an easier one. Let's just use angle A, because anyway. Relative to this angle, what side am I looking for here? Opposite. So you need the side you're looking for and the side you know already, because you can only have one variable in an equation.
Opposite over adjacent.
Yeah, 8, the side that we know is the adjacent. Which trig function deals with opposite and adjacent? Tangent. Yeah. So it's tangent of the angle is supposed to equal the opposite over the adjacent. So tangent of 38 degrees should equal opposite, which in this case the opposite is A, over the adjacent 8. Alright, you guys see how we set that up? Alright, now here's the thing. Tangent of 38, I know this looks really weird, but this is just some weird decimal. Okay, it's like point, whatever. So this is just one number, even though it looks weird. You could plug the calculator, figure it out, but let's just leave it like that for now. Okay, if we're going to solve this equation for A, how do we do that?
Times 8.
Right. Since this is A divided by 8, to get rid of the divide by 8, you would multiply by 8. So, the answer is going to be A equals whatever tangent of 38 times 8 is. So on your calculator, you only want to do tangent of 38, not tangent of 38 times 8. So you would need to close your parentheses. So let's all plug this in, see if we get the right answer. Sometimes calculators are in the wrong mode, so I will make sure everybody gets the right answer on this one. tangent of 38 times 8.
Is it like 6 and then one decimal?
Yeah, it should be a little bit smaller than 8, 6. Okay, let's round to the 10th place. Do you guys remember what
The
10th?
first one.
First decimal? So it would be,
6.3.
okay, about 6.3. And it should kind of make sense on the triangle, like that's 8, that might be 6.3.
This makes sense.
Okay, so now technically, since we know two sides of the triangle, we could use Pythagorean theorem to find this. The problem with that is A is a rounded off answer. It's not an exact answer. So sometimes when you use inexact numbers, that makes your next answer wrong, like a little bit off. So it's best just to do trigonometry and try and do it again. So let's try and find angle C, or side C, sorry. So you guys remember how I started last time? With an angle.
So 38.
So relative to this angle, you could use 52 if you wanted to. Relative to this angle, this is the what side? Hypotenuse. And the side we already know is still the adjacent. Which trig function deals with hypotenuse and adjacent?
Cosine.
Cosine is adjacent or hypotenuse. So cosine of the angle, cosine of 38, is supposed to equal adjacent, that'd be the 8, over the hypotenuse, C. Okay, what's different about this problem and the last one? Right, the variable's on the bottom this time, which makes it a little bit messier. So, does anybody want to guess before I... Okay. Well, there's a couple ways you could think about it, but remember last time we had 8 on the bottom and we like multiplied by 8? So if you multiply by C, that just goes away, and you have C times cosine of 38. Remember, cosine of 38 is just some weird decimal number. This isn't just like one number, some weird decimal. So how would I solve this for C? How would I get rid of divide by cosine of 38? Whoops. Yeah, I just wrote it weird, sorry. Okay, so it'd be like 8 divided by cosine of 38. Okay, let's review what just happened and see if we can like simplify that process. So what happened? I multiplied by C and it went up here, right? And then I divided by cosine of 38 and it went down here. So what happened was these two switched spots. You guys follow that? So the equation became C equals 8 divided by cosine of 38. Okay. Now, because C is the hypotenuse, we should expect it to be a little bit bigger than the legs. So if this is 8, this might be like 10 point something.
It's hot in here.
A little bit, yeah.
It's because Paxton's in
The AC might turn on, maybe. All right. You guys got that? Are we good?
here. Yes.
Did I tell you guys this is a 2-day assignment yesterday?
Yeah.
So just switch.
I did, you just
when
weren't
the
listening.
variables on the bottom?
Huh?
Just switch the places on the variables on the bottom.
Yes.
That's easy.
Okay. The other situation that might happen is we get a triangle with two sides given to us. We'll call this X, Y, Z, but no angles besides the. Let's do like 10. Yeah, let's do 8. Yeah, let's do 8 and 6. Okay, so this time we're missing one side. We'll call it side X, this angle X, so let's do like side X. And we're missing two angles. So the one missing side is going to be, how can we find that?
6 squared plus x squared equals 8 squared.
Yeah. So we don't really need Pythagorean theorem to find this side. Or sorry, we don't need trigonometry. We can just use Pythagorean theorem. So that's 36. So 64 minus 36 is 28.
Good guess.
So that would be like 2 squared 7. Okay. Anyway, so that's one thing done. So when you're missing just one angle, you can just do like 180 minus the two angles. If you're missing one side, you can do Pythagorean theorem. Okay, but how do I find this angle here? Well, we're going to set it up kind of like we did last time. This time I don't know either of these angles. But let's say I'm looking for angle x. So that's my variable this time, angle x. Relative to this angle, we need two sides that we know. Now technically I know all three sides, but this one's messier. So let's use these two. So relative to this angle, what sides do I know here? Adjacent, hypotenuse. Which trig function uses adjacent and hypotenuse? Cosine. So it's cosine of angle x, like x degrees, is supposed to equal the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Okay, we haven't seen this trick yet. I don't think I made you guys do this yet. So how do we do it if we know the ratio but we don't know the angle? All right, it's called cosine inverse. You might have seen this on your calculator. It looks like that. Okay, you would plug in cosine inverse of 6/8 and that would give you angle x. Okay, about 40, yeah, we're going to be rounding to the 10th place on all these. So it's about 41.4. All right, so yeah, you hit like shift cosine or second cosine, whatever the button is on your calculator. Okay, well, now that I've got this one is 41.4, you could do something, we could do something similar for y, like sine inverse of 6/8 or something, but what's an easier way to find angle 1? All right, good job. 90 minus 41.4 will be the easiest way. So 90 minus that would be like 48.6. All right. Got it? That is the whole lesson. And we're going to try to get close to halfway done today, and then that'll... I only got to 15 with the other class, but we weren't going very fast. Well, it's because I took so long to talk about everything. Okay, number 1. Use a calculator to find a decimal approximation to 4 decimal places of each trig ratio. We did this yesterday. So, let's plug it in. We're going to 4 decimal places again. 0.6561. Make sure you're rounding correctly. Okay, number 3. Emily, you want to try that one? You would love the opportunity.
She said, 7.115.
Right. Okay. Number 5 says find the measure of each angle to the nearest tenth of a degree. So on 4 or 5, well, let's just look at 5 right now. How would we find angle B? All right.
Do the opposite, like negative
Yeah.
or whatever.
You guys remember what I just did here?
Oh, yeah, that's
Cosine inverse of 6/8 gives us the angle. So it looks a little different because it's a decimal, but you know. So it's cosine inverse of 0.8740.
29.1.
29. All right, so you have to use inverse on that section.
So that's always going to be degrees around it.
Yeah, angles, those are angles, those are degrees. The directions tell us to round to the 10th place, which is pretty common. Yeah, on this whole assignment, I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, number 7. That's kind of like this is kind of what I was doing on the board. 7, 8, and 9 are all about that triangle, and we're supposed to find the missing parts of that triangle. Okay, 17 degrees. All right, number 7, we're supposed to find x, which is right there. Can we use Pythagorean theorem? No, because we're missing too many. We're missing stuff. So we're gonna have to use trigonometry. So what did I say? What do we start with on trigonometry?
An angle.
Yes, an angle. 17. So if I start from 17 degrees, the side I'm looking for is called the adjacent. And we need a side we know already, because you can't have too many variables. Hypotenuse. That is cosine. Adjacent hypotenuse is cosine. So it's cosine 17 degrees equals adjacent x over hypotenuse 20. All right, how do we solve it when x is on the top here? Times 20, yeah.
Dang it.
So cosine of 17 times 20. All right. On number 9, it says find angle E. That will be the easier one on this section because we already know two angles.
90 minus 17.
90 minus 17. All right. This time we're missing both angles, but we have two sides. So what is the easiest way we can find angle, or sorry, side Z?
A squared plus b squared plus c squared.
Yeah.
So 5 squared plus 11 squared equals z squared.
Pythagorean theorem, 5 squared plus 11 squared equals z squared. Let's see, it's 121 plus 25 is 146. So does the square root of 146 simplify? No. 73 is prime. It doesn't do anything. Oh, well, they actually put... Oh, I just accidentally did number 10. It's like I did not remember doing this in the other class. Okay, but yeah, they changed this to a decimal, by the way. I'll let you guys finish that. I probably would be kind of wrong if you left it as a square root, but you know, let's go ahead and do a decimal. Because the directions say round to the nearest tenth.
Or 10 or 11? 10.
Well, on all of them, but 10. Okay, that was, I put 11 z equals, but that was actually number 10. I did the wrong problem, okay. I didn't quite finish. All right, now number 11. Angle G. Okay, so G, we can't just do 90 minus this because we don't know that. So we're going to have to use trigonometry. Starting from this angle, we have the what two sides?
Both
Adjacent, opposite, so that is opposite, adjacent, tangent. So tangent of the angle, which we do not know, is supposed to equal opposite over adjacent. So what are we going to plug in our calculators? Tangent inverse of 11 fifths. Okay, and that would be technically 65.6 degrees, because we're talking about angles. Okay, and then, so how could we find, now that we know that, how could we find angle H right here? 90 minus that, let's do it, yeah. Okay, 13 is on the next section. Oh, it's the... Donna needs to find the distance across a pond from point A to point B. The distance from A to C is 500 feet. Okay, they say a bunch of stuff, but really they're just talking about that picture they drew on the right. So in the A section, they drew them all for us, but when we get to the B section, like the last tomorrow, we're gonna have to draw them ourselves. Oh no.
Good drawing.
Whitley's specialty.
Yeah. Don't be wrong, Whitley. I said it's my favorite.
Climb the ladder, Whitley.
Everybody, you want to talk. I know I am.
Climb the success ladder.
My success ladder is eating me right now. I'm so tired of it.
You said E?
It's eating me.
Eating?
Waiting.
Oh.
My success ladder never runs. I was eating. What?
Alright, I'm just gonna draw what they do. Okay, so it says we want the length across the pond, so we're looking for that one, basically.
Spider.
Oh, no, please kill it. Are you serious?
It's the bad part about spring, all the bugs come back to life.
Yeah.
No, no, kill it.
This is why you need to wear your shoes, Ramen.
Throw it at Whitley, throw it at Whitley.
No. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's
cricket.
big.
It's a cricket.
Oh, throw it at Whitley.
It's a cricket. Leave him be, orange. He's a cricket.
That doesn't
Toss it over the girls.
Yeah. I told you to. You better listen to Mr. Jordan.
It's alive here.
No, please stop. I would take a cricket over a spider eating.
Yeah,
He actually.
crickets are not creepy. Don't.
Hey, please put it in
Just go sit down.
Please put it in Emily's
Just go
hair.
sit down.
No, do not touch me with it. Put it in Emily's hair, please.
Just throw in the trash can, I guess.
Are we only going to 15?
That's disgusting. Emily's gonna eat you. Please stop.
Crickets don't do anything. They just,
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome.
they don't have mouths, they don't have stingers. It's okay.
I like pinched your side as I scared you. Hank used to chase with crickets and I didn't like it.
You were not a fan.
No, I used to run to my mom.
I remember that.
Sometimes there's like, I've seen tarantulas, scorpions, like at the school. Because we're kind of,
There was an house the other day in the pre-K art room.
There was a
There-
snake in between, like, when you go up the stairs, like, in between that little crack. There was-
there's a lot of little lizards around here too.
I think a lizard any day.
Like
I
little-
pulled the tail off a little gecko.
Okay, so how am I going to find X here? Start with the
Angle.
Angle.
Roll.
relative to this angle, I'm looking for the
Opposite.
opposite, and I have the adjacent.
So
That is
tangent.
tangent. So it's, tell me what to write. Tan,
And
37
equals
equals
500
X
x
over
over 500.
Yeah. you gotta do opposite over adjacent, so in this case, X will go on top.
Oh,
So,
yeah, it's
times
I
500, yeah.
didn't think of that. So 376.8.
Feet. If you would have said feet, you would have been right.
For a second there, I was like, she thought that I had calculated once, and I realized Mr. Jordan was writing.
No, I said it before you wrote it, I promise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why, is it written in your book or something?
No.
You smiled when you
I
said
looked
that.
at something.
Looked it up in the back. Why can't you just type it in?
Because I was too tired.
You're still complaining.
I'm really tired today. I was so midnight.
What are you doing?
Timothy.
Okay, 15. This will be our last
He came and threw
one.
rocks at your window, and then like you opened it, and he had like a radio, and he turned it on, and it started like playing music.
How do you make that?
Oh, I have a gift card to Luigi's.
It's so random. I have a gift card to Luigi's.
Why is there a person?
That's where the person in the lighthouse stays.
Do you have like a towel?
That's a great drawing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He threw rocks at her window, and then it just broke.
Okay. All right.
She opened it, and she
Hush. An observer from a lighthouse sees a boat that is at an 8-degree angle of depression. Shh. Hush. What do they mean by an 8-degree angle of depression?
means
What?
it's really depressed.
It's
It
sad
says-
slow.
An observer sees a boat from a lighthouse at an 8-degree angle of depression. Okay, that means straight ahead, that'd be like 0. So that means he's looking down 8 degrees.
Right.
So if this is like horizontal, the boat would be down
8 degrees.
8 degrees from
It's
that.
more like 40.
They're so extra with these words.
I know.
Yeah, 8 degrees is a pretty tiny angle, so if I actually drew it, it'd be like, the boat would be like way out here, but it's okay, doesn't matter. Okay. It says that the observer is 140 feet above sea level. So where does 140 feet go?
The tower.
Right.
It's, yeah.
The observer would be up here. You guys see the right triangle?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
It's not right.
It just looks.
Okay, it's the height of the light tower
Over
to the boat. This is the hypotenuse.
Oh.
This is the right angle. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Now here's the thing. I could like draw a triangle like this, and there would be a right triangle, and this is 8 degrees, and this is 90, and this is the height. So there's a triangle up here that's the same, congruent to this triangle right here. Usually I just use this triangle though. If this is 8 degrees for the guy looking down, then a person in the boat looking up, the angle of elevation would also be 8 degrees. Okay, does that make sense? If this guy's looking down at 8, a guy in the boat would have to look up. So this is also 8. Or you could also think of it as alternate interior angles between parallel lines.
Oh.
That was so
That was so easy though. I
Are
love
congruent. Anyways,
Sorry about that.
the question is, how far is it from the lighthouse to the boat? So what are we looking for?
looking for one
The-
adjacent.
The
Yeah.
No.
Jesus.
Okay, not quite, no. So this would be like from, if they said what's the distance from the observer directly to the boat, that would be like this. If they're saying, usually when we measure distance, it's like ground distance, so it would actually be this one.
But that's impossible.
Okay, so what do we start with?
Tangent
The
of
degrees.
8.
8 degrees, we are looking for the,
140 over X.
Over adjacent.
yeah, we have opposite and adjacent, so that is,
1 over X.
Opposite is going to
Opposite.
be.
okay,
On top.
we have opposite, we're looking for adjacent, so that's gonna be,
140 over.
8 over.
What the?
Oh, 10
tangent.
tangents.
Oh, duh.
8 degrees.
Oh, I thought we already said that.
140 over X.
Yeah.
You're welcome, guys.
And
Okay,
then use
what is-
first places.
Right, if x is in the denominator, you multiply by x, it goes up here, then you divide by tangent of 8, it goes down there. So x equals 140, we talked about this,
Yeah.
divided by tangent of 8. This one says round to the nearest foot.
How do you plug that in again?
You don't have to use a division bar, you can just use the division symbol. 140 divided by tangent of 8.
996 feet.
Alright. Right on names.
This is Hitler's.
Alright, I want everybody to at least try number 8 by yourself.
Brother,
I know those.
brother.
Got it.
Number 8.
By yourself,
Did
Emily.
you hear that,
I
Timmy?
did it already.
Make her do a different one
No, I already did it.
as you're looking at.
That's not what